Hi, Jay Hill here, interim leader of Wexit Canada, back with you again. Today I would like to speak to you about some of the frustrations we are experiencing as Wexit Canada tries to move the dream of constitutional fairness or independence for Western Canada into mainstream consciousness. We are continuously criticized for taking too long. People, some of them well-meaning, but all of them impatient, say, Wexit has been around for years. What have you been doing? The truth is that while the party applied for registration with Elections Canada on the 10th of January this year, nothing much was done to launch a credible political party until June. When I and a small board of directors stepped forward to volunteer the middle of June, that's right, less than 3 months ago, we knew we had a monumental task ahead of us. We still do. In addition to our primary goals of building credibility for the party, selling memberships, and fundraising, we've undertaken additional daunting objectives, such as trying to organize numerous committees, building a viable party structure, including EDAs, having an active social media presence, debating how we can engage the public while respecting the pandemic restrictions. The list seems endless. With multiple Wexit entities, we've also constantly faced confusion of who we are. Are we tied to the Vote Wexit people? Or any of the other Wexits you can find on social media? Provincial Wexit parties, two of which that have now changed their names to escape this confusion? Or in particular, the Wexit movement, who are emailing folks and asking for money. Are we tied to any of these? The short answer is no. We are not linked to any other parties or Wexit entities. None. If you follow, join, or support any of them, please know that none of those funds support Wexit Canada and our efforts to build a federal party. If that's your intention, that's fine, so long as you're aware. That is one reason why back in early July, we surveyed our members and interested public asking whether we should change our name. 2/3 of respondents said yes, and we hope to have some exciting news about this very soon. So, while some Westerners want to leave right now, they're the minority, whether they like to admit it or not. Even if we had the power to force provincial governments in Western Canada to hold referendums on independence right now, which we don't, like Quebec, we would lose. So as frustrating as it is, we need to convince these folks. We need to bring them along. Even with more than 100 years of evidence, it seems we still need to prove that Central Canada will never treat us fairly. Canada is just not structured to do so. People tell me that Aaron O'Toole deserves a chance to show what he can do. And I say, to do what? Do you honestly believe he can somehow produce a Triple E Senate to protect our interests in the future? If Aaron O'Toole not only wins the next election, but somehow, no matter how unlikely, wins a majority, he will not. He cannot fundamentally change the country's structure. He will undoubtedly revoke some of the damage Mr. Trudeau has caused. He will undoubtedly provide much better government. But what happens the next cycle when the East elects the Liberals to govern over us once again? Do you seriously believe there will never be a Trudeau version 3? Then there are those social media complainers that accuse us of being autocratic, ignoring the grassroots. Well, yes, our unelected board is making decisions for our party. Someone has to. Until we have built a sufficient membership and raised substantial funds, it is impossible to hold a founding convention. With wide-ranging policy discussion, party executive elections, and a credible leadership race. Believe me, the 7 of us would love to see that and so much more. However, in the meantime, and especially if Mr. Trudeau is intent upon holding an unnecessary election in a few weeks' time, we will provide the best leadership we can. You may not always agree with the decisions we have to make, but that does not change the reality that choices must be made. As we have since June, our small board of 7 unpaid volunteers will sincerely make them in what we believe to be the best interests of Wexit Canada and our members. That I promise you. There, I feel better having got that off my chest. How about you? Till next time, stay safe.